All right, so today we're not just talking about your average cup of coffee. We're actually going on an adventure. We're diving deep into the hidden corners of Seoul to look at this amazing counter movement, where, believe it or not, the absolute best cafes are the ones you can't even find. I mean, just picture Seoul for a second. It's one of the most high-tech, completely wired cities on the entire planet, right? Everything is mapped, everything is searchable, everything is literally at your fingertips. So in a place like that,
Well, it turns out that in a city that is always on, the real luxury isn't more connection, it's disconnection. And for a whole lot of people, the answer is to find these incredible spots that are intentionally hiding from the grid.
So what even is a secret cafe? Let's be clear, this isn't just a quiet little spot on a side street. No, this is a place that actively, intentionally uses being hard to find as its main feature. This isn't some kind of marketing mistake, this is the whole point.
and this idea is popping up all over the city. This isn't just a couple of quirky little cafes. It's a real cultural movement. It's like a secret map being drawn right on top of the city's official one. It's this quiet little rebellion against being able to find everything instantly.
What's so cool is that these places totally flip the script on what it means to be a customer. You're not just some person walking in to buy something. You become an explorer. You're a detective on a mission. The prize isn't just a fantastic coffee. It's that amazing feeling of a successful hunt. You actually earned it.
Okay, so our first stop takes us into these gritty, post-industrial back alleys of a district called Uljiro. It's gotten so trendy, people have nicknamed it Hipjiro. And this is the home of the Signless Cafe.
The whole strategy here is just pure invisibility. A normal cafe wants to be seen, right? Big signs, huge windows on the ground floor. Well, Hipjiro cafes do the exact opposite. They hide out on the third, maybe fourth floor of some old warehouse with absolutely no signs. It creates this powerful, irresistible sense of mystery.
And yeah, you can't just type it into your map app and go. Finding these spots is more like solving a puzzle. You're following these cryptic little hints a friend gave you, or you're trying to piece together clues from someone's Instagram story. It's a very deliberate filter, It makes sure that every single person who walks through that door feels like they're in on the secret.
Let's look at a perfect example. There's a place called Coffee Hanyakbang. It's actually on the historic site of an old pharmacy from the Joseon dynasty. But to even find it, you have to go down this unbelievably narrow, dark little alley that honestly you'd walk right past 100 times and never even notice.
And finding it is just the start. The way the cafe itself is laid out is part of the experience. So you order your coffee in one building, then you have to carry your tray across this tiny historic alleyway, and then you go into a second building to get dessert. The whole thing is designed to make you feel like you've literally stepped back in time.
Okay, next up, we have the Masters of Disguise. Now, these cafes aren't just invisible, they're actively pretending to be something else entirely. It's like the whole theatrical speakeasy vibe.
So take a place called Jean Frigo. If you're just walking down the street, all you see is a bright, totally normal-looking fruit stand. You see crates of oranges, bananas, the whole deal. There is nothing to suggest that there's anything else going on here.
But the way into the super moody, atmospheric cocktail bar hidden inside, it's the door of that big metal refrigerator. You literally pull open a fridge door and step into a completely different world. The shock, the contrast, it's just this moment of pure magic.
And sometimes the theme goes even deeper. There's a bar called Jusindang, and it's in a neighborhood that's historically famous for its shamans. So it's disguised as this kind of creepy-looking shaman's house with talismans and everything, but you push open a hidden door, and suddenly you're in this enchanting, dreamlike forest bar where the menu is based on the 12 zodiac animals. The disguise and the reality are just so perfectly connected.
And this trend is all over the place. There's a cafe called Armoire, where you get in through an old antique wardrobe just like in Narnia. And another really famous spot, Zapongi, kind of made the trend famous with its bright pink vending machine door. The creativity is just off the charts.
But what if the best disguise isn't a disguise at all? And that brings us to our third strategy, hiding in plain sight. This is where cafes just blend in, disappearing into quiet, residential neighborhoods.
These places honestly feel like you've been invited into a friend's home. They keep the original brick front of an old house, and they're usually on the second floor so you can't even see them from the street. The point here isn't some big dramatic reveal. It's about finding this feeling of calm, a real domestic escape, a true sanctuary from all the noise of the city. So we've seen how these cafes hide,
in industrial mazes, behind these super clever disguises, and just hiding in plain sight. But that really brings us to the biggest question of all. In an age where everything is about convenience, why are we so drawn to this intentional difficulty?
Well, it really boils down to three core human experiences. The industrial hiding in Yuljiro, that gives you the thrill of exploration. The speakeasy-style disguise offers that incredible, magical moment of revelation. And the residential camouflage, that provides the deep, deep comfort of escape. At the end of the day, this whole trend is about psychology. These places are direct reaction to a world where everything is tracked and rated and available in an instant. They give us this rare feeling of exclusivity, of a shared discovery. Just being there means you're in the know. And the effort it took to get there, well, that makes the whole experience feel earned and just so much more valuable.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thing to think about. As we keep pushing to make our cities smarter, more seamless, more predictable, maybe we're losing something really important along the way. The joy of getting a little lost, the thrill of stumbling upon something unexpected. Maybe the future of luxury isn't about total efficiency, but about finding those beautiful, deliberate pockets of our world that choose to remain a secret.